News has learned that Sarpy County investigators recently talked with the same man who was trying to get a handgun back. Brian Mastery is live in the newsroom with what happened next. Brian.
Jacqueline, according to sheriff records, last year, a Sarpy County deputy took away a handgun from Joey Jones because they were concerned of his mental state and on the advice of his family. He never got it back, but it did not stop him from buying a rifle last week.
We're very fortunate, I think, because with the amount of ammunition that he had, he could have done a lot of damage.
Sarpy County Sheriff Jeff Davis's team is familiar with 32-year-old Joey Jones. He lives in Sarpy County, and deputies have had several mental health run-ins with him in the last few years. Jones is the man who started shooting inside a West Omaha Target with an AR-15 style rifle this week and 13 loaded magazines. He didn't shoot anyone. An Omaha police officer who responded to the panic and 911 calls shot and killed him inside the store. Investigators say he bought the rifle at Cabela's 4 days prior to the incident. Jones's family has repeatedly tried to get him help.
We were not aware that he had a firearm. If we were, we would have tried to take it from him, disarm him, or call law enforcement. But even at that, how can you purchase a firearm after being hospitalized repeatedly for being a paranoid schizophrenic?
Last year, deputies confiscated a handgun from Jones. Jones called the sheriff a couple weeks ago asking for it back. The sheriff's department still has that gun.
He routinely called. It wasn't just, I really have to have it. He just called and said, hey, when can I get my gun back? And we tell him there's a process for that.
But just because of incidents with family, and one last June where Joey Jones was lying down on a Kansas interstate, wanting to, quote, get run over by a semi, because he never faced a mental health board, he could still buy a gun.
We tell families that one of the things they can do is approach the Board of Mental Health. And families are very reluctant to do that, understandably, sometimes, because you're basically, that person could be deemed a mental health risk or to have a mental health issue officially. And they view it as maybe changing their life and their future.
John, Jacqueline, we understand that felons are not allowed to buy a gun. We get that. So what has to happen for someone who is mentally unstable to prevent them from getting a gun? A spokesman with the ATF pointed me to the Gun Control Act of 1968. When someone is believed to be mentally ill, a board or a court has to go in and decide that and then pass that information that they cannot have a gun to the FBI. Usually the people who are referring that is either a county attorney or the family. Live in the newsroom, Brian Mastery, 6 News.